Dude, you are gonna be so mad at me in a minute because I'm gonna disturb your slumber. He's like, you're disturbing me now. I'm gonna be an evil mommy and pick you up in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about Australian cattle dogs and their kitty cats. It's all about this boy right here, Mr. Fang. So as some of you may have heard me say in previous videos about our fourth dog, that would be this guy. And obviously Fang is not a dog. He is a cat. He pretends to be a dog a lot. Fang showed up on our porch with 3 other kittens in a box at the time I was grooming at my house. I guess my grooming sign up front just kind of let people think that this was an animal shelter. He was one of many pets that were dropped off here randomly. But he just kind of clicked with us immediately. He loved being around the other dogs. From our original 3 with Kage, Lucian, and Silver, it was just kind of the nickname we chose for him, was the 4th dog. And even after adding Gypsy and Clea, he is still known as the 4th dog in this house. And he just celebrated his 11th birthday on the 15th this month. But one of the biggest questions I get is, how do cattle dogs handle being around cats? And as you can see, I've got, well, I don't know if you can't see, you know, Clea and Gypsy are in the room with me, and they're not trying to attack him or kill him or anything like that. I mean, Fang's such a good cat. Like, I think he'd get along with any dog. Like, he's a wonderful cat. He loves to be a part of the pack. He loves to go with them. He loves to sleep with them. And, you know, all the doggy things he wants to be a part of. But he is still very much a cat, too. He just pretends to be a dog. Maybe it's like a safety thing in his head or something. Like, if I pretend, they won't hurt me. But that's one thing you gotta remember when you have cattle dogs. If you already have cats and you're wanting to bring home a cattle dog, you're gonna have to prep for a couple things. I know, buddy, hold on. Okay, you can go off and do whatever. Man, doing videos with animals, get distracted, you don't know where you're going with this stuff. Anyway, where was I? I have no idea where I am on any of this. Yeah, meow. So anytime you're bringing home a new pet, whether it's, you know, yeah, meow, bringing home, you know, dogs to cats, or if you're bringing a cat home to dogs, cattle dogs specifically, you have to really watch them when it comes to cats until they're all adjusted. And when pets, from whether they're the same species or not, there's always an adjustment period when they're first in the home. And that can last anywhere from, like, you know, a few days to weeks to even months for them all to get along with each other. I don't know what I'm saying. And most people are like, well, how do you get the cattle dog to get along with the cat? In my experience, most of the time, the cat tells the dog, you know, how to behave. They're usually kind of the ones that make the rules, so to speak. But you also have to make sure you're supervising your cattle dog, because they will herd the cat. They will think it's a tiny little cow or sheep or whatever is in their head at the time, and they will try to herd the cat. Clea will also try to play with the cat. She thinks cats are dogs. Like, yeah, that's the way she views them. But like when we brought home Clea, she was actually smaller than Fang, and now that she's outgrown him, she still in her mind thinks he's, I guess, the same size, or maybe she thinks, wow, he shrank, but I can still play with him. You always want to, like, supervise and watch your puppies, or even if it's not a puppy and if it's an adult dog, you always have to, like, supervise and make sure they're not actually hurting the cat, because, you know, a dog, especially cattle dogs, they play rough. They like playing rough. They also like to run, and if they accidentally run and stomp over a cat or something like that, or if they herd the cat and nip it too hard, you know, they can cause damage. All my healers were raised around cats, and they were always raised around some sort of small animal that I either rescued or got or whatever. But I have no idea where I'm going with this or what I'm saying at this point. I don't know how I'm like so distracted by like the meowing and everything going on behind me. A lot of people ask, like, well, how do you stop a cattle dog from hurting a cat? Well, I get up and stop it. Like, I literally get up off my butt and stop it. Like, there's sometimes I'm running with them to try to get the dog to stop, and I, you know, correct them then, because I don't want them to think that it's okay to do that, because 1, it's stressful to the kitty, and 2, it's a potential for injury. I've never had one of my cattle dogs injure my cats. I've had a couple incidents where Clea thought it would be funny to pat them on the head or, you know, push them down to play, but they were never injured. But that was her just playing. That wasn't her trying to be mean or anything like that. She does this cute thing with everybody. Well, it's annoying probably for everybody, but she just likes to smack you as let's play type thing. But anyway, even though they are okay with the cats and the other small pets that we have in our household, outside is free game. Like, they do not want stray kitties in their yard. Except Clea, because she really thinks that they're all her friends. Now, I have heard stories where people have brought home a healer and the healer just like terrorizes the cat and like rips the cat to shreds type thing, or they will actually kill cats that are on properties. That's not been my experience. I'm not sure why those dogs are that aggressive with that, or I don't know. That's not my experience. I've never had much issues with my healers doing anything super aggressive towards small animals that were inside the house. Outside, yeah, we've had, you know, where they've caught a groundhog, stuff like that, chased off cats, things like that. But inside the home, it's always like they know. Like, I mean, we've had ferrets, and the ferrets would run around with the dogs when we had them, but it was always supervised, so don't get on me about that. I never have the small animals out unsupervised, or if I do have small animals out, it's in a closed room. But just remember, there's always an adjustment period, and I'm sorry I don't have better advice on how to train your dog not to kill your cat, but just giving it time and adjustment and making sure that you are actually involved, like from stopping bad behavior, to me that's key. Now, am I suggesting that everybody out there who has like cats go get healers? Absolutely not. Because if you're not ready to prep for some sort of training or some sort of like figuring out how to keep everybody safe, like then no, like don't mix. Like, some people can't even handle one pet, let alone like mixing and then doing all the crazy stuff I do here. You also got to remember, it could also depend on the dog. Some dogs out there just really don't get along with any other animal, like not even another dog. Like, there's always going to be exceptions. I think we all can kind of agree on that on many things, but some dogs just aren't going to adjust well to having a cat, and vice versa. It all kind of depends on their personality, and it all depends also on how much you're willing to try to make it work, if that makes sense. I'm not sure how other people have done it where they, you know, introduce their cats and dogs together. Usually when I bring any dog home, the cats kind of hide for a couple of days and then they slowly creep out, like, you know, with murder plots in their mind, like, who is this intruder? And then you start seeing how they react to each other. You have to correct any bad behavior you see from your healer towards the cat. I've never seen it really where the cat is ballistic towards the dog, but maybe, but there's always a cat out there who could do that too. And that's all I've ever done. And I know that's probably not the best advice for some people. They're probably looking more for, like, you know, specific training methods. I have none, because I've never used them in the whole, how long have I had healers? Over 15 years. There's never been like a training thing. It's always been an adjustment thing. I guess the only training is correcting something, like telling them, no, you cannot herd the cat. It's almost like when you redirect them from nipping you, like refocusing their attention to something else. You kind of do that with helping them learn how to live with cats. You refocus the attention to you, like by correcting them and telling them, you know, no, we don't do that, but here you can do that to this, like the ball type thing. But as you can see, there's like no blood, no murder going on behind me. It's just cow dogs chilling with one of their cats. But if anybody else has suggestions for training your cattle dogs with cats, you can leave them below in the comments, because who knows, someday my method of just watching an adjustment might not work, but it's pretty much just that for me. Maybe I've got some kind of like magical like pet aura, and that's how this all works so well in my house. I don't know. I have no idea. So yes, cattle dogs can get along with their kitty cats, and they can become best friends with them, and the cat can become a dog, so to speak, because Fang, come. Meow. Because Fang has adjusted very well of pretending to be a dog. Like I said, maybe he's doing it as like a, if I'm one of them, they won't think I'm a cat type thing. It always amazes me that the dogs realize that inside the house is family and outside is stranger dangers everywhere. Little furry stranger dangers. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to click all the buttons, and I will see you next time. Bye. Look at that baby boy. Look at that baby boy. Look at that jealous girl. Look at that jello girl. She's like, I'm here. You're so jelly. That's another thing you have to worry about with cattle dogs. They get jealous, not just of cats, but of everything. Is that Fang? Oh, did I get a little tail wag? Gypsy woo woo. Gypsy woo. I know. Say, I rule the show. Say, not the cat. You're just fine with whatever, aren't you, baby girl? You're like, yep, I'm fine.